Got it.
Got it.
Ooh. Yeah. What's good, people? Monday Night Raw is absolutely on deck here. It's your boy Job
Yo.
alongside Dini the Balance, alongside the homie Mace, who's getting himself in order. Just give him a second. No Sincere the Rap Snob tonight. He's a little under the weather, but nevertheless, we gonna pull up.
Salute to the snob.
We'll have a guest pulling up in a little bit to join us, but that's for a later segment. We're not giving y'all the guest just off top because we got something that we need to talk about, but we gotta wait on Macito, voice of the industry, to pull up before we get into that. You know what I'm saying? Dini, what's good though? How was your weekend, family?
Busy, man. Was helping family get a lot of things prepped. My sister actually officially got out of here. She finally took herself to ID Indiana.
Okay.
What else? Helped my pops with a lot of stuff. My aunt went to Jamaica for a month. She had to bury her pops. Man, it's a lot of work going on in the family. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But everything's still clicking. The whole family's still grinding. How was yours, bro?
I mean, I can't complain. You know what I mean, it was a calm weekend. Had some guests come over, some friends of the family. You know what I mean? Some good food, good vibes. Then the football games are kind of decent. I don't really watch channel CBS or Fox anymore. I go straight to the Red Zone channel and I lock in. Because the thing is, it's like watching football with ADD. Like you only see scoring opportunities, and you get to see a portion of each and every game, bro. Like you can't ask so much more than the Red Zone package, in my opinion.
You can't.
Like that's you want to watch everything all at once. Get your bev, get your food, and you lock in. So that was my weekend. I don't really lock into college football, but I did give some love to Coach Prime because, of course, Coach Prime doing things culturally, and you had USC in the building. So I from what I saw, I think Hove was there, LeBron was there, to name
it was heavy. Shout out to Colorado and Coach Prime.
They loading up the sidelines for the big names to come through and support the black man in one of the whitest universities in the country. You know what I'm saying? It's really fly to see. We got people complaining about Hove going to Colorado but not popping out for Hip Hop 50. I'm like, damn, so he can't do shit. So what you're saying?
Hove.
He can't do shit.
Nigga better stay home.
Hove can't. If Beyonce get pregnant tonight, he can't go to his own baby shower. He said, we need something right now, bro.
Listen, at a certain point, y'all gotta understand, and I had to understand. We all gotta understand. He don't care about that, bro. He's with his family. He's delivered a lot of hip hop moments. If he can't have summer 2023 with his firstborn, his official firstborn, not off the books firstborn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His unofficial firstborn is doing her first tour with his mom, a global icon with the whole family there. He's not leaving them to perform for y'all. If y'all don't understand that rationale by now, then I can't help y'all. He's not, let me repeat it. He's not leaving his family to perform for us.
If you want the J experience, go see Book of Hove, y'all.
When that tour is done, and if there's some kind of late fourth quarter Rock Nation show that they put together, because like I told y'all months ago, if you look at who's on that list, there was a lot of Rock Nation absentees on that list. If they decide to do something later down the road, that's their business. But he's making it clear to us as the general public, I'm not leaving my wife, my kids, my mom, my in-laws, Bleak. I'm not leaving none of them. We got to move on. I feel like we have moved on. But for the handful of people who haven't moved on, Iceberg, I'm talking to you, we got to move on. Y'all chop it up. Y'all know I got to link up with the socials. Let them know that the pod is on the air.
Copy.
Right.
Salute to the chat. Born Gifted, G. Watkins, Firebird.
What was the vibe for the weekend then? Let us know, man.
Work, bro. Work. Literally just
they had you working this weekend, my boy.
Nah, I worked Friday. I was off Saturday. I worked Sunday, but I helped family like the whole Saturday. The only day I had off was just work.
What was the soundtrack while you was working, man? What was the tunes, man? What was you listening to?
Yeah, Barrington Levy, nigga. Jamaican household, dog. Buju Banton, Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? Shalba, the classics, Maxi Priest. Like, that's what I was listening to. A lot of 90s fucking reggae, bro. But it was beautiful.
That,
Family vibes.
I ain't mad at it. What was I listening to this weekend? Damn, Damn, I don't even remember. It was a shuffle weekend for me, to be honest. I remember a couple Lupe tracks came on. I said to myself, I need to go back to food and liquor this
Yes.
week. Some Big Daddy Kane came on, which was interesting because I was also watching his Drink Champs interview. You know what I mean? He gave J. Cole a lot of props. We're gonna speak about J. Cole later today. But
Facts.
yeah, so yeah, I wasn't listening to nothing crazy. I got into a little bit of the Benny bag as well this week. You know what I mean? I was on my stabbed and shot this weekend, you know what I mean? That's the type of mode it was. You feel me? But other than that, I wasn't really listening. What's the chat listening to this weekend, man?
Chat, what y'all been
I
listening
see
to?
I see a couple real ones in there, free with the 2 3s, you know what I mean? JLJ, you know that's the homie right there.
Yeah, some good
Jadorian, honor
folks.
and respect, brother.
Adriel
Latoria
Green,
in the
the
spot,
super chat
you
champ.
know. That's the OG super chat
Latoya, what
champ
up?
right there. You
I
know what
don't
I
know.
mean?
I think JLJ trying to take that crown from
Listen,
Adriel
man.
with them supers, bro. I ain't gonna hold you,
That's
bro.
like the Jordan of Kobe and super chats, bro. I'm not even gonna lie right there.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Like
Big part of what we do here.
they got rings.
Man. Shout out to Rome Streets over in Rome right now, literally performing in Rome Streets. So big shout out to
seen that.
Rome, the
Salute
bad
Rome.
influence, the social
Caught him at the
misfit champ.
Coliseum.
Coliseum in the background. That's an epic
Crazy.
pick, man.
Shout
I
out
ain't
to
gonna lie.
Coach. Shout out to China. Shout out to Quad. Like, shout out to the whole gang,
Shout out
man.
to the whole, like I said, the whole bad influence, whole social misfit, Ox, what up,
Right.
It's
anybody.
beautiful. It's beautiful to see your people win, man.
That's a fact. We got to hit up Coach. So we got to sit down with the team and like you just go be outside. It's been a minute since we all been outside drinking it up and having a good time. You know what I mean? We gotta get back to
in the
that.
chat.
We gotta hurry up, man.
Niggas
COVID
been touring.
Back. We gotta hurry up and chill.
Facts, but they've been touring. They've been getting to the breach, so I can't even.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Then not that Wayne. I know that much. Yo, Sin. Then suffer that Wayne, huh? Salute to Sin, man. Get well soon, my brother.
Yo, Mace, as you hear, before we get into what we need to get into, what are your quick thoughts about that Wayne project, bro?
Quick thoughts about the Wayne project. Listen, Wayne has been on such a run as of late with the features. Great verse, 2 great verses that was talked about. The Nas verse in the joint with YG and Tiger. 2 verses that, you know, got talked about a lot, you know, in the game, in the culture, on social media. But that joint, that mixtape that he just dropped, maybe the worst album of the year. Listen, man. By the time I got to the joint where he just was screaming titties, worst. By the time I got to the joint where he was just screaming titties for like 50 times in a row, I said, man, like, and this is my issue with Wayne. Like, there's no, like, I want to know right now who's running Wayne's career, who's A&Ring Wayne's career. You know what I mean? Because there's no quality control with him. You know what I mean? Like, he's clearly at the top of his game right now as far as technique is concerned. Like, he definitely like, but whoever put this together, there was like a trap joint on there. There was like a good joint with the guitar in the background on there. It was like, it was a lot of shit going on. It was like clearly nobody gave a fuck who put this together. Like nobody gave a damn. It was like almost like a DJ, like one of them DJs in 05 that was just putting together the mixtape. That's how it sounded, bro. Like it was automatically on shuffle as soon as you played it. You know what I mean? So that's my thing with Wayne. Like, I need him to, you know, I hate to, you know, keep going back, you know, to what everybody says, but he needs to find his hit boy. You know what I mean? Somebody that's going to be like, this ain't it, bro. Like, you feel me? Because that mixtape, listen, I didn't even want to, I was hoping that Job didn't even ask me about it, bro. I ain't even going to lie. Like, I was like,
yeah. Come on now.
Garbage, man, garbage. And Wayne is at the top of his game right now, but that joint was terrible, bro. Like
maybe he needed Gilly and Corey Guns in the room with him. You know, maybe.
Let me see. We gotta find the shelter phone numbers so we can
man.
you know,
listen,
find
bro.
them.
I thought you was looking for the whack list, not the track list. The whack list.
And the thing is, it's like he put this out as a teaser before the actual Carter 6, the fix before the 6. You make
Oh,
this is almost like what happened with motherfucking Jermel Charlo this weekend. We wanted to see Charlo versus Terrence
Be
Crawford,
down.
but then after the way Charlo handled himself in that fight against Canelo, was like, now we don't even want to see it. Do we want to see the Carter 6 now? I didn't want the fix. I don't want the Carter 6 now. I don't want Crawford versus Charlo now. Like, it's not a mega fight anymore. It's just another fight.
like some of the worst songs I've heard in his career on that mixtape, bro. Like, and the niggas released about 1,500 songs, man. Like,
True.
so you gotta understand, it's like,
that
bro,
should sound like niggas just
y'all
said,
seen I sent to the group chat when the titties song. I was like,
yo,
is this
what
real,
was that, bro? What was
real?
that? I blame you for that, Mace. It's niggas like
This
you who
real?
endorse that man and feel comfortable enough to do shit like that.
Bro.
The whole album sounds like
it's you.
Niggas said, give me strip club music. Bad background strip club music,
and
bro.
there's everybody on the internet who swear by Wayne as the GOAT, even Nicki Minaj, all of y'all who believe the bullshit and called him the
rapper
GOAT,
alive.
said he's the best rapper alive, said he was better than all the other previous GOATs. All Lil Wayne is a representation of a watered down, dumbed down era who gets blown away by basic ass metaphors, like that fucking bar from J. Cole about what was the bar? The Amelia in Bangladesh bar, like that shit was so fire, bro. I'm like, I hate y'all. I hate everyone about rap fans that act like these bars are that fire, bro. I can't stand you niggas. Y'all really make me sick. I see the quotes. I see y'all going to Genius and writing these lyrics, and I'm like, all you niggas are dumb. I just see a bunch of dumb niggas who just think these bars are fire. I'm disgusted. I am. I'm sorry. I'm absolutely.
Mad Max said 3.75. You being generous, brother.
Mad Max is a fuck nigga, bro. I'm gonna be in the clip tonight because you be saying bullshit about Big and then you had the temerity to get at anything close to a 4. Get the fuck out of here, Mad Max.
Nasty work.
A mute button for you. You bugging. Like, y'all been sanctioning and verifying whackness for too long, and I'm not standing for it. You know what I mean? I didn't even come on here to rant, but just the idea of it is very mind-boggling to me. But anyway, let me scale it back. I came in peace tonight.
Listen, man, Job almost made me leave the podcast, man, because he was too
on tilt.
Come on, bro.
The facts were hurting, man.
But listen to me, Macito. The moment we've been waiting for quite a while is upon us. You know, Keefe D
got him.
Got bagged. They he's gonna have to sit for a while. I don't know what it is and what it ain't. So, like, from your perspective, let the people know what exactly or why exactly Keefe D finally got arrested for the murder of Tupac.
Long time coming, y'all. Long time coming. Keefe D, self-snitch, certified snitch, rat, maybe he got diabetes. I don't know. He looks sick. I'm gonna be honest with you. Right. I don't know how long he's gonna make it. I don't know if he's gonna make it to trial, man. But Keefe D, man, like it's almost like it's not real, right? Like the headlines, Tupac, the killer arrested in Tupac murder, almost seemed like it was never gonna happen, right?
Right.
It seemed like this was one of them shits that was gonna go on forever. Like this was just existed in the consciousness of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like even though we knew what happened, we it was like, who gives a fuck? But the thing is, it's like, it's been 27 years, right? Like, think about when shit came into consciousness. By the time you started realizing what the fuck was going on, you know what I mean? The figures that are older people exalted, right? Like the John Lennons, right? The Elvises, you know what I mean? Like the motherfuckers who you can really care less about, but you knew they was important as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like you knew. And at this point, we've gotten to that point with Tupac. You know what I mean? There's a documentary that releases every year about him. You know what I mean? We've had the biopics. He got the star on the Walk of Fame. Tupac is now one of those pop culture figures that exists, and whether you like it or not, he's up there. You know what I mean? He's an icon for, pop culture. So the fact that Keefe D was dumb enough to be fucking going around and talking about I was the guy who did it, you know what I mean? Like I see people releasing the clip that's going on. He was break dancing when I was shooting at him. You know what I mean? The brother was real flagrant online to be committing the murders. Now we know that he had the, the proffer agreement, with the feds, all of this that's happening, and that's not because of DJ Vlad, because DJ Vlad is going around pretending like I solved the Tupac murder. Nah. All of this information happened in the Murder Rap documentary. I know that I seen it back in like 2015 with the Keefe D confessions to the feds and all of that shit. The extra footage about what happened. So
hold on, man.
Vlad
hold on, real quick.
What's the word?
Mad Max, we appreciate your super chat, sir. But be clear that you've said so much bullshit on multiple chats that if we misunderstood it, it's because your reputation precedes you, sir. Be clear. You are a known bullshitter. So it wasn't hard for me to deduce.
Max, your reputation precedes you, bro.
That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead, Max. Don't shoot at me and think I'm not gonna shoot back. This ain't that podcast, nigga.
Max got comfortable, man. Max, I sent a shot at you on a Friday joint for disrespecting Ready to Die. You need to stop, Max.
Bad work,
bro.
Bad work, Max.
We love you though, Max. One of the day ones.
Home team.
But Keefe D been going around. I was just gonna say Vlad just probably watched the documentary like I did and decided I'm going to interview everybody. All of the stories, everything. You know what I mean? So I say that to say it's kind of crazy that we've gotten to the point that Tupac's murderer. And when we say murderer, we mean in the car, one of the conspirators, right? Because of all the shit Keefe D said, he's never said he's pulled the trigger, and he's never been the one who has been rumored to pull the trigger, right? But he was the one, you know how the law works. He was the last one in the car that said, we gonna go shoot Tupac and Suge. So it's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around. They got him, they didn't charge him for murder one. You know what I'm saying? They went to the crib. Shouts to Reggie Wright. You know what I mean? The bodyguard from back in the day. He was the one dude saying that it was gonna happen. Cause I remember when they rushed this crib, I didn't think this shit was gonna happen. I was like, why are they even wasting time, bro? Like, I'm like, what are they just trying to make it show? But I mentioned what I said about Tupac earlier to say that at this point, it's kind of favorable in the LAPD to solve Tupac's murder, right? It's kind of it's a badge of honor. Back in '96, it was like, who gives a fuck about these rappers, bro? Like, right. You know what I mean? But at this point, it's like, yeah, we gonna solve Tupac's murder, like LAPD. We not. That era, we actually give a fuck. So, Keefe D, listen, there's a lot of question, famous... Mace,
before you continue.
Of course.
Why is Vlad catching all the strays for this, but all the dialogue seems to be getting off scot-free? I don't quite understand.
Good question, y'all. Good question. I think it's number one, Vlad is white. Okay. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Play some part.
Despite how all the dialogue's voice sounds, he is a black man, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Shouts to Art, you know what I mean?
Mace, I don't appreciate that shot. His voice hurts me, bro.
Crazy.
His voice get me tight, bro. I can't even narrow down what region that voice is from, bro. Like, I be trying to shit.
He gotta be using a voice changer, right? He has to be.
Listen, I don't know. We gotta see one day. I gotta check the archive. You know what I'm saying? But Reggie definitely called it. But also because Vlad is the boastful one, right? Like Art just kind of make his Tupac content. We don't, just like we say, we don't know what he look like. You know what I mean? He just do his shit. Vlad is the one that goes on other places and be like, I solved the Tupac murder. Vlad is interviewed not just them, he's interviewed people about the Quad Studio shit. He interviewed the woman who accused Pac of rape. Like Vlad done listen, Vlad got Tupac documentaries, bro. But it's kind of crazy. I just say that to say it's kind of crazy to see, Tupac's murderer arrested. You know what I mean? Like we of all this time, we never thought it was gonna happen. So give me 1 second, fellas. Hold on. I think I heard something in the other room real quick.
All right, do your thing, Mace. Nah, but Deanie, like for me, like it's just crazy because I felt like 2-3 weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago, we got the report that the cops raided Keefe D's crib.
Yeah.
It did nothing.
Hold on, wait a second, y'all.
Hold on. Hold on, what we doing
This
here?
only called. Hold on, the Keefe D pack gotta be wrong. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't think it was gonna happen today, but rap roundtable first. We rolling the Keefe D pack today. You know what I mean? We waited for it to happen. It took 27 years, bro.
Pass it,
27. It's a 27-year pack. As for you, then. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of grabbing in there because you know that the boy crushed it. You know what I mean?
Rest in peace, Tupac.
Yeah, man.
No shout out to
That's
the
good,
LAPD.
Justice served. The streets needed this, man.
The Keefe pack
The Keefe pack. YouTube, don't do us nasty.
That's what we needed. YouTube, don't do us like that. Think of us like the drink champs. You know what I'm saying?
You got the grabber in the Keefe pack. You got a little extra spice on there.
The extra spice in there. You know what I mean? His voice is a little raspy, so I had to throw the grabber in there.
Not the grabber.
You know what I mean? We listen.
The harsh pack.
You know what I mean? 27-year pack, man. Here we go. Keefe.
A 27-year-old split.
Rest in peace, Pac, man. You heard?
Yo, man, put one more on for Pac, bro. We gotta do it, B.
One more in the air for Pac, man. One more in the air for Pac. Let's
salute
go, man.
Pac, man.
Oh man.
Jesus, the streets.
If you go on all these podcasts and say, well, I'm not a say, but you basically tell on yourself.
Yo,
it ain't nothing to talk about, bro. It ain't nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about but this, Keefe.
I would have did it. Stop it, bro.
We got a couple of super chats while Mace get right. While he put that pack away, it's supposed to be.
While Mace gets alleviated.
You know what I mean?
Mad Max with another super chat. He says, "I troll Biggie because I hate his fans. I don't know what IDT means. Big is whack for. I don't think Big is whack for real. I just like pissing off BK niggas. Oh well, thanks.
Wow.
Jermaine L. Johnson with a super chat says, if Bruce Springsteen or Mick Jagger were murdered in September of 1996, the case would have been solved in October of 1996. Well, white people, rich white guy,
might not have made it to October, bro.
You know how it goes. It's America, people. You know how it goes.
They might have cleaned that up still in September 96. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
I feel you.
He would have got the person if that would have happened, that person would have been bagged 3 days later. He wouldn't have got to the nearest airport, nothing.
Nothing.
In jail, under the jail with cameras in his face. But then he would have beat the charge anyway. He would have pled insanity and then went somewhere else. You know how it goes.
Leroy.
I was saying, Mace, about a month ago, they did the raid and then everything went silent. And then all of a sudden he's going in today. I just found it funny because I'm even watching like academics cover it. And he's, I don't even care about academics. You know what I'm saying? But the way he broke it down, how Keefe went from platform to platform, basically like dangling the carrot of I did this, or I know who did this. You wrote a book about it, shit like that. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, I know there was some kind of federal government involvement and understanding, but you can't keep going on these even if Vlad is white. Vlad TV is a platform where the demographic skews heavily black. It's a hip hop platform. You cannot keep going on it. Yeah, and then you're not even like articulate. You're not even good enough or smart enough to articulate it in a way that it doesn't have to spell your name. You just dead wilding. You know what I mean? So I don't even feel bad for this guy. Ice-T said that he think he might not even make it in jail. Dini, when you see that clip, what you say to that? Like, you think Keefe's in danger going to jail?
Bro, Pac fans are a different kind of fan base, bro. Like, I don't see too many fan bases, especially back in the days where people actually had tats of the artist, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't see, there was like that one girl that tatted Drake's face or whatever. You know what I'm saying? His name on her forehead. But for the most part, bro, like Pac's resonation with people has just been so crazy, man. If there is an artist I feel like there's a rapper that people will kill you over, it's definitely Pac. So I do understand where he's coming from. Like you said, this is not like it's something we just discovered. We've been talking about this for a long time. You basically evaded the death for 27 years, bro. There's a lot of people who got something coming for you. Pause. You know, so it's a rough thing. He's lived a good life though. Essentially, it's 27 years after you commit a crime like that is more than a lot of people get. You know, so you got to take your wins with your losses, bro.
That's a fact. Zig with the super chat real quick.
Shout to
Zig, bro. Your love,
half court.
Just wanted to bless y'all as y'all blessed us with content. Respect. We try, man. We try to put it out
That's love,
week out. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, brother.
You, bro. What you was about to say, Mace?
Oh no, when it came to the Ice-T aspect, I was just gonna say I think like in the fantasy world, we love to think that would happen, right? Like Tupac, avenged, Keefe D, bodied by Tupac's mans in them. But Keefe was running around 27 years with this on his head, right? Everybody that in LA love to say, "Oh, we already know who did it," right?
Mace, I gotta do it. I'm sorry. What's
happening?
Chat, forgive me. Mace, forgive me. Are you saying Keefe was running around like he was Pac?
Oh, damn it. Damn it.
In the words of somebody we gonna speak around later, yeah, man. Like you was, bro. You know what I mean? And we got to listen. That's facts, right? And according to Keefe, in these arguments in the interviews, he said Suge seen me. We grew up since we was 6, 7, right? Like, listen, at the end of the day, you would love to the superhero world of niggas so mad about, Pac's murderer. But listen, man, nobody in Pac's camp did nothing about that. Listen, at the end of the day, Pac's murderer was caught by the police. You know what I mean? Pop Smoke murderer is walking around. King Von, the biggest, realest rapper ever, his murderer is walking around. Like, niggas is not trying to go to jail over rappers, bro. And at the end of the day, anybody who do give a fuck about Pop like that, is about like 45, 50 now. They trying to, like, you know what I mean? They trying to get knocked.
Mortgages.
You know what I mean? The fourth quarter is coming up, and they trying to get knocked over Pop. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, we gotta shout. I know this is rap, this is the culture. I get it. At the end of the day, man, shout to the police. At the end of the day, because they the ones that brought it to justice, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, they the ones that listen. They the ones that did.
So the cops is the real outlaws.
Shit. You know what I mean? No. I'm not giving the cops nothing. It took these dudes this dude basically was standing in front of the police station like this. I did it. The cops don't get no credit for that. My man,
it was me.
The platform, wrote a book and still took y'all what, 25?
He did the OJ move.
27
a quarter
years.
and 2 piece.
27 years to get this guy when he's been doing the stanky leg in front of the police station, bro. Like, what we talking about? I'm not giving the police no credit.
Oh shit!
The one thing I can say, that's gonna protect Keefe to a certain degree. Not that I know anything about it, but gang politics. Because whoever his set is, you know what I mean, the blue team, right. They're still gonna do what they got to do to protect their guy, regardless of whatever. You know what I mean? Because the people on the streets, they understand what happened. They know why it happened the way it happened. So he's not food per se, but he might not be in Gym Pop. I don't think they're gonna have to protect that man.
Yeah, he ain't going. I think
especially after flaunting it. That's the thing that makes it crazy.
Because
flaunting it.
And I think within the prison system, you have to worry about the not over Pop, but the notoriety of being a nigga that did something to Keefe D is something that might matter more than anything. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm up right now. You know what I'm saying? So
there are niggas who value shit like that, bro.
They're gonna have to put him in PC. He don't look very agile these days, man.
Wow. Come on, bro. We gotta we gotta protect that man, bro, because it's gonna be ugly. Again, I'm not a person who's a proponent of violence or even fancies myself a street nigga. I am a proud sidewalk nigga. I'm inside, I'll watch the violence happen. I say, yo, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But I don't really get involved in that sort of thing. But if he goes to General Pop, he's in danger, bro. Like that, we're gonna have another report because it's gonna be there are I would say Tupac is the most loved or beloved rapper of
no question, bro.
So there's gonna be people in there who feel like they were cheated with the murder of Pac, and they will do whatever they gotta do to protect that man's legacy, even if it means getting rid of the guy who took him off this planet. So He gotta go and protect him, bro. He might not even go to jail. If he got an arrangement with the feds might backdoor that situation and just get him in like witness protection somewhere. He can't do no more podcasts, can't write no books. You know what I mean?
Is he smart enough to do that?
I mean, at this point, I think reality didn't hit him in the face. He didn't think he was gonna go to jail.
I feel like every prison got one psycho Tupac fan in there, bro. Like, every
Hey,
prison got a
man.
nigga that
That's
just
the thing, because if
already.
you already in there for like if you already like got about 4-5 of them joints,
He
you
doing
like,
life.
man,
He listening to Don
fuck it,
Illuminati every
fuck
day,
it.
bro.
You know
You
what
know
I
what I
mean?
mean? Napoleon don't want to come off out of Dubai, but the nigga up in,
Come on, bro.
Cell Block 3,
You
it's
dig?
different, bro. It's
Death
different.
row, literally,
Listen,
nigga. Like,
listen.
Literally.
And now they saying that Keefe gonna tell on Diddy and all this and that. Like everybody wants
job. That's what I wanted to address with you, bro. I wanted to
Talk
know
to
your
me.
thoughts on that.
that'll make life longer. That'll make life longer. I tell you that much.
I'm gonna be 120% honest. I don't see that happening. I don't see Puff getting involved at all. It's gonna be a good rumor. It's gonna be a good internet piece. We see somebody in the chat right now. Fly shit only said Diddy sweating right now, bro. Puff name will only be brought up in barbershops and podcasts. He's never gonna be part of this case. I'm putting that on wax. I'm prepared to be wrong about that too, but I'm putting it on wax. I don't think Puff will ever be officially involved in that case unless Keefe decides to be like, well, Puffy. You know what I mean?
I don't see that happening.
Do you think you don't see? He's alluded to it in interviews. That's all I'm gonna say. Keefe's alluded to it in interviews, and if you listen to the original FBI tapes where he got this deal from the Murder Rock documentary, he mentioned Puff back then. You know what I mean? The Puff was originally mentioned. I don't think that it's about to be, because the Puff mention is all from hearsay. If you want to break it down simply, the people that Pac and them jumped that eventually shot Pac was, trying to collect on a bounty that Puffy supposedly put out in jest. Right. That's the connection. That's a lot of connections down the way. You know what I mean? Like, do you think they're gonna bring some grand conspiracy with Puff? You know what I'm saying?
I just don't see it. I think at this point, the way they paraded Keefe in this whole process, as far as the raid and then following that with the arrest, this is their guy. They're gonna put his face on everything. They're gonna this is Tupac's murderer, and whatever happens at this point is gonna be folklore. Like whether it's true or not, and we got the FBI tape shit like that. But Puff, at this point, as far as who he is in the world, nah, I just don't see it. I gotta see that to believe it, is what I'm saying. Billionaire, 27-year-old case, a person who's not that viable as far as a source,
right?
A person who's on Pac, because they like Puff is doing the stanky like talking about Tupac. He stayed completely away from that. The person who was the biggest issue here is a guy who's going on podcasts, even after he essentially got immunity, to talk about this shit. Now we gotta arrest you because you're making law enforcement look bad. You gotta understand the political play here. You're making a mockery of law enforcement, which is the backbone of Americana. They love them cops in America.
Oh, man.
So this black dude bragging about murdering an icon on podcasts. That's a bad look. We gotta arrest you. Like that's what they said in the interrogation. Yo, we had to arrest you, Keefe. Look, you're making us look bad, nigga. You know what I mean? Right. What are we doing here? I don't see Puff getting involved. Like it'll be people like us, people like the people in the chat who always mention Puff's name, and when you do the documentaries or you go back and you do your own research, his name will always be attached to it. But he's not going to jail. He's not going to be an accessory to murder. He's not going to be a person who he's never going to be legally charged with anything affiliated with Tupac's murder. I just don't see it.
Plus he got his hands in too many pockets, man. Niggas will throw something crazy inside Keefe D, Jack Mac. You won't see them all, bro.
You feel me? You feel me? Listen, if he connected like they say he connected, right?
And ain't nothing to push a button. You know what I mean? And that's just the reality of the situation. But
I think if Puff had an actual connection, just to wrap it up, I think if Puff had an actual connection, this would have made law enforcement move faster. Connecting. They wouldn't have waited 27 years if they had some more Puff, y'all.
That's a fact. Puff. Look when he almost went for the Sean situation. You don't think he wouldn't have wanted to hop on that? Like, oh,
God,
we heard.
Come on.
And look how he treated Shine. Imagine what he would do to get us stay out of jail now. As he pushed Shine in front of that charge. You do. You know what I mean?
2 lawyers.
You take that time.
It's your lawyer. I got a different lawyer than you got.
I don't like how you did Shine with them 2 lawyers, man.
Billionaire Puff Daddy right now might be ain't nothing for him to make a phone call and get a dude right next to Keefe in there. That's what I'm saying. He got to go to protect him. Come on, now. We got to be honest here. We know how we're talking about. We're not talking about what's right and what's wrong. We're talking about
how the streets work. Yeah,
talking about how shit really works. Yeah,
there you go. All right, so now we gotta move on. We got our guest pulling in. Let's get her in here. You know, an abundance of Adri making her return to the Rap Round Table.
Whose theme music is that? Hold up,
there she is. Live and direct. Adri, what's good?
Adri, what's up?
Doing? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Back in the spot.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. I missed y'all. I missed all the arguing we did last time.
And listen, you upset some people because when I check my Twitter and I every now and again I look at the muted accounts, the people I don't want to hear from. One of the muted accounts screen recorded your appearance, because we didn't chop with no segments. So this person took time to screen record your appearance and tweet us and quote it and say, "Oh, this person is a Nas hater. They shoot a Jay-Z bill. Don't ever bring her back on the podcast." I'm like,
I'm about to go look for it.
You're a celebrity.
if
muted for a reason.
If I don't got no haters, then I'm what Young M.A. said. You ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So.
You see that?
No, that person was upset, and we have people in the comment section because they just don't like women. Apparently, they wanted to get a bunch of dudes talking to dudes all the time about dude stuff. You know what I mean? Don't ever have no girls come back here. I'm like, dude, sorry, she'll be back. So,
Indeed.
Moving on.
Right. Weirdos.
Adri, we brought you on. We got the Tupac segment out the way. We had Mace to put a proper perspective on everything that happened with.
We did our thing.
This guy Keefe D. Mm-hmm. But we were saving you for our next 2 segments. First, we got this J. Cole segment here, and there's a tweet from this person named ZB Bear. They said,
I know who that is.
You know who that is?
It's about to be some garbage.
Damn it. She be knowing.
So J. Cole always collaborating with mumble rappers, so his mediocre bars sound better in comparison. It's like the average girl that takes pics with her ugly friend to look better. He's responding to the recipe from Lil Yachty and J. Cole. So when you hear ZV Bear make this comment that J. Cole is in fact overrated and he hides behind corny rappers to sound better, what do you say to that?
Johnny P's caddy just went gold. So, I mean, I like that's just historically inaccurate. I think Lil Yachty as like the example is kind of interesting because, I mean, Lil Yachty is not someone that presents himself as a lyrical rapper. I'm pretty sure recently he's kind of even taken a step back from like the rapper title and just like calls himself an artist. So it's like, I mean, I guess I just think that's some like revisionist history, and like a really that's one of those like, you clearly get paid off of engagement and rent is due. So you're just saying things to make people mad because I can't think of like, I don't think that's historically accurate.
So in short, he's bugging the fuck out.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so there's a person on our panel who might agree with ZV Bear. I don't know. I don't want to, no spoilers, but he might. Macito, you see that tweet from the homie? He's not our homie, but the homie. Yeah, right. I raised when you first read that, bro. So talk to me, Mace. Do you agree with this sentiment?
I'm gonna say on the record, the Rap Roundtable does not share the thoughts of ZV Bear. He's like notorious on Twitter, bro. We absolutely do not believe anything ZV Bear believes. Okay, but I'm gonna be honest, man. Listen, I take any chance to take a shot at Cole, right? Like that's part of my wheelhouse. That's like in my moveset, you know what I mean? Hating on J. Cole. But at the end of the day, I get he has done a lot of features with like that type of rapper recently, but who can really afford a J. Cole feature that y'all talk about? Like, do y'all want to Rock Marcy, J. Cole? Like Rock Marcy got that in his budget for the J. Cole verse. You know what I'm saying? Like He might.
How much is that Jay-Z co-sign worth? Well, how do you translate that into currency? I don't know.
For the culture.
Right. Listen, it depends on who you ask, right? Don't ask the Beyonce fan. They hate Jay-Z.
Yeah, allegedly.
They hate that guy. But that's the thing, like, who you want J. Cole rapping with that he hasn't rapped with, right? Like he did the Griselda feature, you know what I'm saying? Him and Kendrick, does Kendrick even go to the studio? Like, like you want that Kendrick? He busy ghostwriting for Keem and shit. So listen, as much as I love, desecrating J. Cole's career, making it seem like what he does doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Telling you he's not as good as you think he is. I'm not going to take that chance today. You know what I mean? I think that was a bullshit statement by ZV Bear. And I think isn't he like an Eminem stan? Like, I'm not listening to that guy.
Hobson fan, something like that. Something crazy.
Damn it, Hobson.
That kind of disqualifies him from any kind of conversations. No disrespect to Hobson, but we know what it is. All right, Dini, before I go in, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I agree, but we got to bring some evidence. But Dini, before we get to the evidence, on his face, do you agree with that sentiment?
I'm half and half, man. I can't lie.
Oh, wow.
I'm kind of half and half.
Wow, Dini.
No, I really sat and I thought about it to myself, like, think of all the people that you say are spitters in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And think of how many songs Cole has done with the people we deem as the spitters. That's all I was saying. And I couldn't think of two. There was a few, don't get me wrong, he did
don't
shit
reel off the evidence. We're gonna break it down track by track. Right. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? I halfway agree with that homie, the Twitter homie. I'm halfway there. I can't lie.
Another thing too, though, is like, so a common critique of J. Cole, and I say this as well, like I also critique him in this way, is that he is not as like versatile or creative as some of the other people that he's compared to often, right? He's kind of like, he can sometimes be a little cookie cutter in terms of just like his overall sound. But like, if he's always, doing songs with the same type of artists, that like people that have like a similar type of sound, like the spitters that typically fall within a certain type of sound, then that would be used against him. I feel like if anything, this could be his way of trying to like diversify, the type of music, find different things. And that's really me giving him the benefit of the doubt, because I'm not a Cole hater, but I'm not a fan either. I'm kind of like just very straight down the middle. Okay. But if you use the common argument that he's always doing the same thing, this is different.
All right. So you know what? When I first saw the tweet, because I'm not as versed with ZV Bear as Mace and Adrian, he's just another idiot. Because I'm getting into that space. Like I always joke with Mace and I say I'm like Tony Kornheiser. I'm getting old and I just see stupid shit and I just discard it. So when I saw the tweet, I was like, this nigga's bugging, bro. But then we brought it to the group chat, and Cicida Rap Snob is not with us tonight. He's under the weather, but he provided us with a playlist. Let me know in the chat if y'all want that playlist. It's Apple Music. You know what I mean? If you got an Android, we can't help you. You know what I mean? But he provided a playlist that made me almost look at ZV Bear like he might be onto something with this tweet and this tweet alone. So of course we got this secret recipe with Lil Yachty and J. Cole. Like Lil Yachty's, he's not good, right? We know that. J. Cole next to him looks like Jordan playing with Randy Brown, playing one-on-one against Randy in 98. All right. There's There I Go. Gucci Mane will never be the lyricist that J. Cole is, right? Right? I'm not breaking ground here.
Right.
Okay.
Lil Durk, All My Life. Now we know Durk can't touch J. Cole. So 3 tracks into this playlist, I'm like, maybe ZV Bear is onto something here. If you put the nice nigga next to the average nigga, the nice nigga sounds exponentially better. Scared Money with YG. Now, YG is never gonna be known as a lyricist.
Ever.
He's not a mumble rapper, but he's bar for bar. He's not very good. He makes good songs, but he has his own little shtick, right? Water Boys with Earth Gang and J. Cole. Now, these are his contemporaries. They held their own, so we can't put him in that space. Johnny P's Caddy is the ultimate outlier in that argument because Benny the Butcher's no slouch. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's not J. Cole level, not yet at least, but he can hold his own. So no, you throw that out. Family and Loyalty, Gangstar. Now it's Gangstar. What we saying here? We know what it is. Legend.
Classic.
Then we get to Young Thug, the London, right? Adri, we're gonna stop here because I feel like Young Thug is a divisive person in rap. Some people think he's great. Some people, if they say if you break his lyrics down, he's actually nice. Some people say I can't understand them. Get this garbage out of here. When it comes to Young Thug, where do you land with that?
As a lyricist, I think it's a little silly to make the argument that he's like a top tier lyricist. And I think any person that's like genuinely a fan of him is not going to die on that hill. Just because I don't know. I think that's a silly hill to die on. There's so many other aspects of rap that he does so well and that he's like top of his class in that you don't need to make that argument. I'd say in the lane that he's in, I'd say he's on the better end of lyricists, like within the lane that he's in. But like rap as a whole, like we not like be for real.
So would you say that Young Thug is a genius musically?
I think that's a fair statement.
Fair play. Dini, what do you say? What do you know with that?
I always give Thug his props, man. Like making people want to listen to you is a skill in and of itself. Even if I don't want to listen to you, it's a skill in and of itself. I fuck with Thug. I always thought even the music that I thought was a little out there, it was always creative. It always had a distinct sound, and he's always had his own little shit carved out, and I always respected that about him. So I'm gonna give him his props, man. I fuck with Thug, and musically, sonically, yeah. I shout out. I don't want to say Judas anymore. Shout out to Lang. You know what I'm saying?
Well, remember what I said? I told you. I think was it 80? I don't remember if it was 80.
But you gave him his props.
I said that I was retiring the Judas title. I was told that it's not the right thing to do, and I'm not calling him Judas anymore.
Yes.
Langston said, former co-host of the pod, that Young Thug is a genius, and I loudly scoffed at that statement in real time. While I still don't agree with it, he's a lot better than I thought he was. As the more I listened to him, I started to give him credit. I started listening to the words because sometimes you gotta listen to motherfuckers. Like the mumble rap flow really pisses a lot of our audience off, but he really be spitting though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But so in this case, it's a double-edged sword for me when it comes to the London. But Mace, where do you fall with Young Thug and the J. Cole dichotomy? Was this an even matchup, or did J. Cole outlap him?
I mean, in the particular track, I think J. Cole outlapped him. But on Thug in general, I think he's one of those, like AG mentioned, he kind of has a lot of intangibles other than lyricism that kind of bring him. So it's like you get on a track with Future, he's not about to bar you up, but he's so dynamic in what he does that he can completely overshadow what you do in your lane. You know what I mean? Right. So when you get on a track with Thug in particular, I think he's one of those people that can do that. You know what I mean? Right, so I think it's impressive. I think it's impressive to outdo Thug on the track. I do.
But so far through this list, ZV Bear don't look so wrong. Now we got Off D's with JID and J. Cole. Kind of an even matchup. Granted, I've gotten in trouble for my JID takes in the past. I don't think he's as good as people say he is. He's good, but they talk about him and he's like one of the next great spitters. And personally, I don't hear it. I think he's really good, but I don't know. What do you think, Adrian, about JID?
Yeah, no, exactly that. I think he's great. I also think, I feel like I don't have much of an opinion on him other than exactly what you just said. Like, he's good, but I think he is a tad bit overhyped in the lyricism department specifically. I still think he's amazing, but like lyricism specific, like just that's like, I think maybe we're grasping for straws a little bit.
I've come around to his song making. You know what I mean? Like granted, the dislikes that we got when we did that video, maybe he said, let me go back and listen to this album. Maybe I missed something. But moving on, a lot with 21 Savage. Now we know 21 can't fuck with Cole as a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. I love me some 21, but this was a wash. This was a blowout in real time. We got My Boy from J. Cole and Wale. Now this is the fair fight, no?
No.
I mean, on paper, right? Depends on how you feel about Wale.
No.
Wale's supposed to be.
When's the last time you felt Wale was anywhere as good as J. Cole? When is the last time you felt that way, bro?
2010.
Come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
come on, bro. We doing this to Wale tonight, bro.
We are. We keeping it a bean. Shout out to Kobe.
Damn. Right. Shout out to MMG.
Yeah. So like you say, wait, time out. We call it a 20. So you say, wait a minute. So are you saying that Wale was D-Fish?
Yeah, listen, man.
He had
D
moments,
Fish,
but
you know what I mean?
he had moments.
I thought he was LO, but it might have been D Fish, bro.
I mean, if Meek is Kobe and Rose is Shaq, then where does that leave Wale?
Listen, man.
No. What's my son?
Jim
Glenn
Clemens.
Rice. Glenn Rice.
Hey, Adrian, you've been too quiet about Wale. What's going on? You ain't
Oh man,
y'all losing me with the sports comparisons. That's where
we do that here.
Speaking German now.
I don't know. I mean, okay, I guess in recent years, you know, he's not who he used to be. I think 2010 being like the last time where he really like, you know, shook the room a little bit. I think that might be a little bit too far back. But I mean, can I honestly say that I run back Wale on a regular basis? No. He's one of those people where it's like I recognize that he has so much like just raw talent.
right.
But it's not someone that I spin back on a regular basis. But I still think like the pen never left. The pen never left. I think he's always like been very consistent in terms of lyricism. But he's just not memorable for me personally.
Fair play. I'm not mad at that perspective. I think Wale, if nothing else, has become in time like an all-time underachiever. Because before a lot of these guys that we talk about, including Drake, including Cole, Kendrick, Wale was the first round draft pick of the blog era, if I'm not mistaken.
He had
a few joints.
He was already like the fly nigga. He was a sneakerhead legend. He was a Smith off the rip. He was the #1 overall draft pick for the blog era. And he just never, to me, he never lived up to it. He's had moments, but I feel like, I don't know, like his music just don't stick how it used to. Pause. I don't know what it is, but it's just not there. It's hollow to me. I don't think he loves rap. You know what I mean? I think he likes his life and what rap has brought for him, but I don't think he's ever really loved being a rapper. You know what I mean? That's how I view his music. But the next track we have here is Sojourner with Rhapsody and J. Cole. I think that's a push. Rhapsody's no slouch, right?
Not at all.
Nope.
Is she as good as J. Cole?
Not as good as J. Cole, but what I mean, she's not no mumble rapper where Cole can make her look crazy. You know what I mean? Hold on, Adrian. What's going on? Them hands up.
I say they're pretty close.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm about to say that. Are we slandering Rhapsody tonight?
No, that's not
slander. That's not slander. Not at all. Nah, she's definitely talented, but J. Cole is like, I mean, is he not the premier lyricist right now in the
That's
terms
what
of
we
like
trying to figure out with this list, Diddy?
Bro,
ZV Bear said that he shines next to below average or bad rappers altogether.
You said mumble, right. So
mumble equates to bad automatically for me. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Right now it's been pretty like the lineup so far has been pretty diverse. Like it's not like it's 90% one.
But
like,
no one's been like on the level though. You know what I'm saying? There's not been any actual. I mean, aside from maybe Johnny P's Caddy, which I gave to Benny. But as listening back, he got smoked too. So like, there's no one that's actually on the same keel. Yeah, he's playing against everyone. He's like clearly better than like, and by far.
Hold on, don't bump your brakes. We getting there. So we got Money Bag, yo. Big Bag can't touch Cole. We know that. I love Big Bag, him. But you know what I mean? We can move on. We have Tribe, Bass, and J. Cole. Where we at with that one, Mace?
Listen, Tribe was bad. I'm not a Bass guy.
You know, for all the Boss fans out there, you know what I mean?
Right. My bad. I just know
right.
Like listen, man. Asking me about Dreamville is like asking Skip Bayless about LeBron, man. Like it's not the best, bro. Like
not getting a good answer.
But you know, Boss is a good rapper. You know, I'm not judging him by the Dini scale. Like, oh, he's not as good as Cole, so we can't give him props because, like, if you think Nas is the greatest ever, does he not get props for any feature he's ever done? If he's better than all the rappers he's featured with, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm not judging him by he's not good as Cole, so I'm not gonna give him props for that. Boss, Bass, Bus, you know, whatever they call him, he's not a mumble rapper. I think Cole gets props, but that's his team, right? So
that's a part of the team.
So now
that's the Young Buck feature.
We got what might be a fair fight pulling up next. We have the joint here with J Rock, OSOM or OSOM. J Rock is no slouch. He's one of the best. He's one of the best.
But
J Rock is nice.
But
I'll say J Rock is on par with J Cole.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that?
In this era? In this era?
I wouldn't say that.
You're thinking about Super Saiyan Cole these days, but in that era, they definitely was on par with each other, bro.
What era?
I felt like you was about to say something. You got J Rock as far.
J Rock is nice. Don't get me wrong.
It's about 3-4 years ago, right? 5 years ago.
If J Rock dropped right now, and he's supposed to drop this year, and the album is fire, then what are we saying? He's right on par. Because the last time J Rock was outside, he might have been better than Cole.
When that album was
2018 was the last time he was active. He was better than Cole in 2018.
A long time ago, man. 5 years.
Here we go. So, Adrian, do you think J Rock is on par?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, because we know Dini we'll be stuck here talking about niggas not coming outside for 5 years because he has abandonment issues. So we have Boblo Boat with Royce the 5'9" and J. Cole. Come on. Royce, you might not love him. I might not love Royce.
Royce is
lyrically,
yeah.
He's primary, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He gets props for that.
That's one.
The rest of this list, I'm not gonna go track for track, but basically, like how Sin broke it down, a lot of heavy hitters on the back end. Pause. We have Jeezy. Jeezy can't outbar him, but Jeezy's a strong feature. I don't care who he's next to. Jeezy's a strong feature. Joey Badass, Drake. Yeah, Drake and Cole together. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know why he got. I see why. But then you have the game. The game, depending on what mood the game is in, that's strong competition.
Yeah,
he has moments.
Jay Electronica, High Tech, and Talib Kweli. He held his own there.
Mm-hmm.
Wale again, yeah. And then of course we have A Star Is Born with Hove, and on that track he might have got the better of Hove because Blueprint 3 is ass to me. But anyway, I want to go back to this.
Were those in chronological order?
Nah, it was just he made a playlist of his features.
Because I'm trying to think of like maybe more recently he's been with the more like mumble rappers, but it's like I feel like by that point he's already proven himself. So what is like you can go back and look at all the hard hitters that he rapped with. So what does it matter now?
Exactly. So I mean, in the end, ZV Bear was bugging. I guess that's the unanimous pick at the end of the day. ZV Bear do better, bro. And I have to go coach him and tell him that Cole is actually better than you say he is. But I want to talk about. Yeah, Mace, before because I got something I got to get off my chest. So
I was gonna say since Cole is going, kind of like crazy, in the last few years, I think it kind of benefits better rappers not to feature with him because I think it might have not been a complete chronological, but I think Sin put them all in around each other. You know what I mean? So if they was released in the same year, they're together. Yeah, so it seems like nowadays, do the heavy hitters do really want to bar him up because nowadays is really when he's kind of gained this reputation. Post the a lot verse, I feel like he gained that reputation.
So
that's just a lot of commercial artists that does help benefit his, finances and shit.
So in that regard, let me ask you this: post feature Cole era, because I would say from like KOD to now has been kind of the feature Cole era, yeah? Something around KOD.
Nah, for sure.
Outside of Benny, who was he got in the ring with? You could say, I did a feature with this nigga and he's a real one.
Think about it.
A lot of these legendary features have come with guys he's leaps and bounds better than all these guys are just not good rappers altogether. They doing melodies and shit like that. They're not really rapping.
You said Benny.
Get in the ring with Conway. Get in the ring with Rome. Can we get a Stove? I don't know.
There we go.
Like Stove, but get in the ring with Stove. But yo, I got to beef a little bit. Pause. I'm on the internet, and it's with this Yachty verse, and it kind of goes back to what I said at the top of the segment. Has rap really fallen so badly that we can't just say Little Yachty's whack without there being some kind of you don't get it or you're a hater pushback? Like, am I breaking new ground when I say Yachty's garbage? Like, did the verse not produce? Like, the verse was bad. Do we not care about enunciating your lyrics anymore? Like, he was literally slurring over his words. People feel what is that? Like, why are we allowing bad rap to be sanctioned? Like, I don't understand this shit.
Okay, here's the thing. Because I agree with you in some. I think I agree with you, but for different reasons. Because I do think that we're in an era now where like there's no. I saw like a tweet that said exactly this. There's no such thing as a whack rapper. They're just having fun, and I think that was in response to the Kendrick and Baby Keem song. I forgot what it's called. The one that came out recently.
The really bad one. Yes.
I mean, it was a little. I mean,
it was terrible. It's okay. It's okay.
But I've noticed that a lot. Like a lot. Anytime something is not, whether it's just not what we expect from that rapper, or just like not that good. The default explanation, like, oh, they're just experimenting or trying something new. I can give someone props for experimenting if the experimentation like is executed well. Okay. I don't believe in giving out participation trophies in rap. Just because you tried something and failed doesn't mean that I have to automatically co-sign it. Now, I think with Yachty specifically, I don't think, again, like I said earlier, I think he's even like pulling away from the title as like a rapper. Like you can't listen to Lil Yachty expecting Nas. You can't expect like,
right.
I think his definition of what he wants his music to look like is different than like what a hip hop fan expects out of rap music.
Well, hear me out. That was a great response. You're absolutely right. Because I think I've probably made a similar argument where I say like, all right, if we know a person is average, we shouldn't go into it expecting greatness. We know that he's not good, so why are we holding him to the great scale? Like I think I've said it about rappers. Like I don't think every rapper should be graded the same, because if he's average or he's a mumble rapper, is he doing the best? We should be grading him on a mumble rap scale. Is this the best mumble rap we've ever heard? Is this the best whatever rap we've ever heard? But to me, once you're a Little Yachty and you decide to get in the bar game on that beat with that flow, etc., you deserve all the tomatoes thrown at you, because you're trying it. People are like, oh, he's been rapping like that since 2020, and it's been ass since 2020. Stay in your lane. When you was with that doing that broccoli shit and doing goofy shit, niggas loved you. Like, don't get into the bar space besmirching it, because that's what it sounded like to me. Like, nah, I can't call it whack. This shit was garbage.
But like you can call it whack, but like the people that's meant for ate it up. The people that he made that music for, the people that he knows likes his type of delivery or his type of sound, those are the people that were like, nah, y'all just don't get it. But I think it's like,
no, I get it. It's bad.
There's nothing to get. And here's the other thing too that like people sometimes forget. Mm-hmm. You can still like something even if it's bad. Okay. You can, like, just because something is like doesn't have a lot of technical skill behind it doesn't mean that you can't can't.
Fair. I love bad rap.
I know every word to Ice Ice Baby. We're not gonna act like that's
listen to me. I was listening to Future when he was making bad. Tony Montana. That song is not good, but I loved it. You know
that's what I mean. So it's like I think people should be less offended when somebody says like this is kind of like this is not well made. Like that's not me saying you're not allowed to like it. That's just me pointing out like we're not gonna act like this is like let's just call it like keep it a buck and call it what it actually is and say I like this thing no matter regardless of whatever skill is involved.
Fair enough. We have a surprise, a very surprised guest, but not a guest, but a surprise nevertheless, pulling up to the Rap Round Table right now, trying to get his flu game on and shit. Is that Sincere's music?
So sincere.
What is going on there? You know what I mean?
That's Sincere's music.
With the beanie. What's going on, my guy?
We love to have you.
What up? Hold on. Let me turn my. Hold on.
The table is united.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? I just had to come on real quick. Y'all hear the voice. The voice is a little fucked up right now, man. First of all, I'm slightly offended. Because for you, Jar, to think that I would just throw some songs together to a playlist and not put them in the proper chronological, they were in chronological order. The latest was at the top and going all the way back down to shit on Blueprint 3 with Hov. I didn't include everything. You know what I mean? But I want to jump in here just to I was also on the fence about this tweet when we was talking about it in the group chat. After really breaking it down and making this playlist, I think it's completely unfair and off base. Okay. I don't think this. Looking at this, like this is a wide array. He's run the gamut of MCs to collab with, from Jay-Z, people in the underground, Kweli, Jay Electronica, Mos Def, Joey Badass, Royce the 5'9". Now, granted, these haven't been like in the most recent years, but also we think we got to give J. Cole a little bit of credit for trying to bridge a gap that a lot of people seem to feel there is in hip hop. You know what I mean? And maybe he's not doing this because, oh, I want to look good and, you know, I want to be the pretty girl next to the mid girl. You know what I mean? He wants to do it in a way to like bridge that gap and just give some credence to some of these newer artists, even if, you know what I mean? Like I was just saying before I hopped on, this Yachty verse is atrocious to me. Like, and just like generally speaking, I am not a Yachty fan in any sense of the word. Like, I've never heard anything come out of Yachty's mouth that I like musically. But he is a popular artist out here, and for Cole to like be willing to collab with him, you know what I mean? And like Mace made the point earlier, like it's also who's offering the bag for the Cole feature. Like it's got to be somebody that could afford him, you know what I mean? And that's going to be somebody that's more so in the limelight. And
I get it, but at a certain point, if Cole keeps getting in the ring with these whack guys, like then it's like we can't even use that line and say, "All right, well, yeah, shout out to Cole for doing this. He already bridged the gap. This verse is garbage, bro." And we need to treat it as such. If this nigga would have came and if he would have did his shit in Poland and Cole came through and rapped on it, I would have been here for it. But once you try to spit bars and you get in that lane in that particular subgenre, you are leaving yourself open to all the critiques of the people who love that particular subgenre of lyrical rap on drumless beats.
I understand. The other point that I definitely wanted to make,
if Rome Streets decided to drop a fucking melody right now and it was
but listen,
like
but again,
wrong, you know what I mean?
So that's somewhat in line with the point I wanted to make. I don't necessarily judge, and this isn't just for Cole, I don't judge any MC purely on the people that is side by side with on a track. Like if Nas did a song with Timbaland rapping on it, I'm not gonna say, yo, what the fuck is Nas doing with Timbaland rapping next to him? Like why? Like, you know what I mean?
Timbaland would have did better than Yachty though, but
granted, but
up jumps the boogie.
But I judge MCs based on the other elite MCs in the field right now, and I'll listen to Cole's verse. You saw what I did on Twitter. I fucking I cut Yachty's verse the fuck off. You know what I mean? I don't want to listen to that shit ever again. You know what I mean? So I got a file in my phone where I'm just listening to the Cole verse, and I will listen to that against a Pusha T verse or a Kendrick verse or a Drake verse, any other elite. We could go into the underground. You know what I mean? Rome Streets, Ransom. And I'm not saying it's necessarily better than all of them, but it stands toe to toe with a lot of the elite lyricist that's out there. So I think it's unfair to just say that we just gonna judge Cole off of who he's on a track with in the most recent offering. Like he has a track record, and his track record is pretty elite right now.
Now you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm with you on that. I just wanted to rant about Yachty because just reading all the tweets that I read and the way niggas was really acting as if one, if you thought it was whack, you were bugging, or two, just defending the bullshit. It's like, nah, bro. Like if you enter that realm, then you leave yourself open to that critique. Quick aside, the chat is going crazy right now. We seeing Heat Rock 410, Heat Rock Scola, and some dude named Eric J. Mayo arguing. It's like a J. Cole war in the chat, and y'all calling names and all of that. We love to see it. We might have to bring back that. Don't throw a little bread and we'll get you on air to get your feelers off joint. Because the way I'm in the chat right now is
like
have to pull up.
It's like an NFL game, just fights breaking out in the stands.
It's a melee. So Adrian, keep it 100. You thought that Yachty verse is good. You could tell us. You thought it was good.
No, I didn't. Another thing too that I just thought of is sometimes I feel like a verse is gassed if it's in proximity with someone that's good. So like, and this gonna get people mad because I said it before and I got angry for it.
Do it.
I'm nervous.
10 toes, y'all, get your comments ready. Big Sean's verse on the Larry June song
was fire. Stop playing.
Beautiful.
Yo, you're bugging, bro.
Immaculate. Flows.
Relax.
Let me get the mute button ready.
It's not a bad verse. I think I made a video where I said it's ass. It's like, it's not ass. That was me being dramatic.
Wow.
It's not bad, but I do think it was overhyped because of one, the production, and any rapper, like it's very hard to sound bad in the Alchemist beat, and his proximity, like being on a Larry June song. Now, but I think the Yachty Cole situation is like an amplified version of that, where this verse was actually bad, but people, because now he's like aligned with like the right rappers, people are gonna they're gonna, you know, receive it like it's better than it actually is. That's the point that I was trying to make. I'm not saying that the Big Sean verse was bad, but I just think it was a little bit over. So on like Twitter specifically, it was very, very overhyped.
So you're saying because he was next to bum ass Larry June as a lyricist, he sounded much better. I respect that. I'm with you 110%.
Damn it.
Because I don't, because Larry June don't got no bars.
Damn.
Y'all be lying. Y'all been lying for months, and I'm
lifestyle music, dog.
Fly lifestyle.
Fly lifestyle. Gotta take flight, dog. Come on, man.
Then tell me it's fly lifestyle, but stop telling me he's nice. He's not nice, Kenny Max. Stop lying, bro.
You know, it's I don't think it's nice. The food analogies. I think it's McDonald's, bro. Like if we told you you're gonna have McDonald's for the rest of your life, you'd be like, no fucking way.
Right.
But if you coming home from the spot drunk, we said we going to McDonald's, niggas like we out to take it's the same shit, bro. Like if you have
McDonald's is good.
Is it?
Is it though? In terms of actual
Larry June
is
ground fried chicken, bro.
Crown fried hits though, John.
I love
this.
Come
on, dog. You
that's
see,
crazy,
it's the hook meal that still
is crazy.
Yo.
He could have been Checkers, bro.
No, Larry June is Subway because it's like.
Damn.
It's all right on some like, you know, it's your, you know, some everyday kind
Come
of
on,
like,
Adri.
No,
so
I'm
you
not,
saying that he needs
There's better
shit built
sandwiches
around it? He got to get the lettuce, the pickles, paws, the vinaigrette,
the bread made out of tires.
There's better sandwiches, but if it's around, it's like, okay, I'll eat it. You know,
wow.
As well as in front of me.
Yo,
the fast food rappers.
You got a little more energy for one more quick segment before you dip?
Nah, yeah, but real quick, y'all also y'all didn't really talk about how he was on a song with Drake. He was on a song with Kendrick, the Jeezy joint.
Yeah, I was like the segment was running long, so I ran through it at the end.
Copy. And I'll be the first to tell you he really got Kendrick on that Jeezy joint. Kendrick, I don't know what Kendrick was bullshitting on that Jeezy song.
Sorry, but I got
he has a lot of those moments. Keep going.
I got a question for the whole panel, but I want to start with Sin because I don't know how much time he got left with us.
Yeah, I'm fading.
I saw a tweet that said that if you put Meek Mill on the production that gave us Alfredo by way of what's the homie's name that I talked about?
Alchemist?
Freddie Gibbs.
Oh.
If you give him the Alchemist production on Alfredo, he will make an album just as good as Freddie Gibbs did. What do you say to that, Sin?
Bro, who said that? They tripped.
It was a tweet on Twitter. I seen it.
They really wild.
Ready.
Meek. I think Meek would be fighting for his life trying to find the pocket on one of those Alchemist beats, bro. I really believe that. Like that's not the production style, and not necessarily, you know, to shit on him or slander him or any sort of way, but that's not definitely. I definitely don't feel like that's the production style that he would shine on. You know what I mean? I think him trying to fit on one of those, you know, Alchemist, you know, sort of slower, more plotting, drumless beats. I think he'd have a hard time finding the right pocket to hit to make it, you know, make it dynamic. You know what I mean? Make it exciting.
Okay, Adri, what do you think about that comparison?
Have y'all heard the Knowledge tapes? Because I feel like that's proof that it's possible. I feel like, I mean, Knowledge and, you know, it's not the exact same type of production, but it's in the same, like, you know, same wheelhouse. I think, and a lot of songs like the Knowledge versions sound better. I do think that like that's not where he excels. So it's, to me, it'll be kind of like the Larry June project. Like it's gonna sound good because it's an Alchemist, you know, it's an Alchemist production. I think it'd be very hard for it to be bad because Meek has the skill, Alchemist has the skill. You have two skilled people that, you know, it's just not gonna be. It's not gonna be the best that he could deliver. Because this is not for him.
Honestly, I think it would come out like the Nasir album.
Damn, that's crazy, Sin.
That's honestly how I feel about it. It's a dope MC, a dope producer, but it's not gonna fit.
All right, Deanie, talk to me, Deanie.
Nah. Would it be as good as Alfredo? I won't say that, but Meek Mill would have definitely put something together that at least was fire. Like The way Alchemist has his beats, bro, they really could be vibed. Like if you listen to the Larry June joint, bro, he really vibed the whole album. Like he had you in a nice little corner, and he just kept tightening the corner, you know what I'm saying? Closing up the corner. And that's all you had to do. We didn't need this nigga to be Lupe Fiasco on them Alchemist beats, bro. We needed that nigga to just talk his mellow talk, fly lifestyle shit. Son, you could drop the top and go 90 on the highway with. That's what I got from Larry June, bro. I feel like Meek could do that really well. Like Meek can play the lifestyle rap, bro. He would have just approached it the same way he approached them Rose songs, depending on the type of beat, started off with a one-liner and then let the song carry from there, bro. Like, I think he would have been all right. Would it have been Alfredo? No way. Because he's not as lyrically as dexterous as Freddie Gibbs, but we still would have got some good music out of that. I think it's wild.
Can I just say, we when it came to Yachty, we just said that, like, using the excuse of like, oh, the rappers are just having fun. Like, that's not really an excuse. So I think the whole like, oh, like it wouldn't be great. It would just be something you could vibe to. I feel like that's the same argument in a different font, to where it's like, yeah, it would probably be enjoyable, but like the question is it going to be, if the question is like, is it going to be good? Then I don't think that point helps Meek. I feel like that just alludes to the fact that he would like be relying entirely on the production.
So good is the perspective. Good depends on what you want from it. Do you want the lyrics from it? Do you want the bars from it? Do you want the vibe from it? Like, to me, like, it's like anything else. There's certain things you take out of it. When you go to a sports game, you might just want to watch the game. You might just want the ambiance of the crowd. You might just want the chicken fingers that cost $30. You know what I'm saying? It's what you want. And I feel like if you wanted just something to vibe out to, then a vibey record will give it to you. If you want something to fucking bang your head with bars to, then a bang your head with bars record will do it for you.
But
and they still both can be good.
For the sake of clarity, the person said that if you gave Meek the same production that they got on Alfredo, that Gibbs got on Alfredo, that he would make an album on par, if not better.
No, not on par or better.
Okay.
People see Alfredo as a classic, bro. A lot of I fight with niggas to this day.
Niggas is sincere, but
there you go.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
and ladies too.
Now that I know, I'll add that to the Rolodex. Mesito, you hear this tweet? What do you say?
I think it's true. Listen, at the end of the day, these are great projects, but I'm old enough to remember the Freddie Gibbs CTE era, and y'all didn't fuck with him like that, bro. Y'all didn't think he was some all-time lyricist.
Freddie Gibbs was the only nigga that I used to skip songs playing GTA when he had that photo. I used to skip his shit. I used to change the station, nigga. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? And production could really change. Was y'all listening? How y'all feel when y'all listen to them Benny and Conway trap songs? Do y'all feel like y'all listening to the same rappers that y'all hear now? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but I do like some of them though.
More than y'all would like to admit, the production choices really influences who these niggas like, bro. I absolutely think if Meek came through on some 36 chamber Wu-Tang type style, he was fucking with Alchemist, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, niggas would start to realize that he actually is a pretty good lyricist, you know, in his own right, which that's what Freddie is, a pretty good lyricist. He wasn't no all-timer before he linked up with Alchemist and he was making these projects, bro. Like, I'm sorry, that's just the vibes, bro.
Talk heavy, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas been lying about Gibbs for too damn long. Niggas named Adri been lying about Gibbs.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you when I started really hearing about Gibbs, and it was before he got with Madlib. It was that Adrian helped me out. What was that album where it was red and he was wearing like a suit?
ESGN. Oh no, the self-titled where he had
Freddie. It was called Freddie.
Yeah,
that one where he looked like the R&B singer.
Yeah.
But that was like a trap album, right? Or like the beats.
He was trap up until like 2012, like right before Pinata.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Job, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that people were already talking about Freddie Gibbs since that album. That's when I started here. Like I used to have like this second job that I used to do around that time, and I like the younger heads were like, "Yo, this new Freddie Gibbs is fire." I'll be honest, I listened to it and not like the production was not for me, so I didn't really pay attention to all that stuff. Right. But now I think Freddie's been getting his props for a good minute now, even without Madlib and without Alchemist on the helm.
here's what I'll say. I'm in lockstep with Mace when it comes to this. I agree with that tweet 1,000%, because never ever has Freddie Gibbs, first and foremost, been a great lyricist. Does that mean that he doesn't have bars? Absolutely not. He got bars. But great lyricist,
Adri's losing her mind.
great lyricist.
She's stressed.
I gotta get my Dini on. Like, give me the fire Gibbs bar. Where was the bar that knocked your socks off? Like, this nigga's amazing. It don't exist. It's some good bars.
There's been a few.
Good bars. But a lot of times, and I griped about this during the Pall Mall of Alfredo era, that it was the same ass flow on every single beat. Now, if I go back to Meek Mill,
you did not listen to the album. You did not listen to the album
too many times.
You did not listen to the album. You did not listen to the album.
And this is what happens with Freddie Gibbs fans. They get very defensive to say you didn't listen to the album. But I listened to the album, and the flow dexterity didn't exist the way y'all want me to believe it does. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But I go back to Meek, and I'm like, championships. If you go from championships and back Meek on that production, he's a better song maker than Gibbs. He might not be a better lyricist than Gibbs, but I'll take the song making ability over the lyrical ability, because the drop off is not that much. Because Gibbs is not super nice. I'm sorry, Adri, he's not. And he would
Gibbs
make
is nice, bro.
Fire
Come
album.
on.
Sorry, he's good.
Super nice,
Solid.
though. Super nice.
He's super nice. He's a rapping ass nigga. Like,
you guys
Now he is a rapping ass niggas, but in the world of rapping ass niggas,
there you go.
Niggas, he's not as good as all the rapping ass niggas.
Freddie Gibbs and
Freddie
Freddie
had
Gibbs.
his album of the year last year, John.
I gave him that. Great album.
Spade's hand. He's as far as rapping ass niggas go, he's 3 in the possible, bro.
How many niggas? You can name a lot of niggas off the top of your head that rap better, that are better lyricists than Freddie
He
Gibbs.
had album of the year because of the entire body of work. Not
it was immaculate.
The bars.
Yeah. Everything about that album was fire.
But if we just talking about bars,
specifically bars.
Gibbs,
Freddie Gibbs pulls up on you right now. What's 16 you want?
For 4 people that value bars at this table.
Album. He got out-rapped by Benny on his album. He got out-rapped by
Benny.
It wasn't. I mean, keep it a bean. He didn't even have the best verse on Bandana. Keep it a bean.
Come on, bro.
Pusha had the best verse on Bandana.
Benny and Freddie had 2 songs together, and Freddie out-raps him on both of them.
No, he
on who?
They split the difference.
For 4 people that value
on Palm Olive might be the best verse from Pusha on the
album. Hold on. John and Dini gave him album of the year last year.
Immaculate.
And I gave him album of the year before.
Okay.
So that's 3 out of the 4 tables.
What we talking about?
That's not lyricism, no. That's not lyricism.
What do we value here? What do we value here?
We're talking
about
bars
package,
right now.
My nigga.
We're talking about bars specifically right now. I'm saying him as a lyricist is not as good as y'all say he is. That's a crime, apparently.
No, it is. No, it is. It genuinely.
She about to put a case on you, Joe.
Hey, listen.
I don't get it. I just don't.
Listen, the bar's not there, nigga. Like, again, he put nicer niggas on his albums and they out-rap them. I'm sorry. I stand on that.
How long y'all niggas been listening? Give me, I hate to go to it. Give me the Gibbs 16. Give it to me.
I don't do
that. We're not doing
No. Because you stay doing it.
A 16.
And the clip and the revolver shit is to the same purpose. Don't. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
You gave it.
A good 3 in a
possible. You better than sin, Adri.
He always trying to do this to me like he don't see gray hair.
You're not going bubble with them bars.
I'm old, bro.
You're not.
I could probably recite Alfredo front to back.
Good. You like decent bars front to back. That's great.
But y'all are the only people that I've ever heard say that he's not a good lyricist.
Because niggas be lying.
We're gonna say he's not a good lyricist. No one said he's not a good lyricist.
On a higher level, or like not like one of the
he's
best.
Not.
People
he's a better lyricist than Lupe. He's a better lyricist than Lupe.
Heard anyone say that. And I talk about music.
He's a better lyricist than Nas. He's a better lyricist than Kendrick.
He said we the only.
I mean, just you tell me if what name when I didn't get a name pass yet. Is he a better lyricist than Jadakiss? Like, what are we talking about here? Freddie Gibbs is a better lyricist than Jadakiss?
I would say so.
Asia, you just like that man. We can live with that,
No,
girl.
here's the thing.
You like that man. There's nothing wrong with that.
I acknowledge that I do have. He first of all, if it's not clear by now, he's my number one. He's my favorite rapper. So
you're not to be trusted.
Thank you.
Now we know.
Hold on.
You're biased.
I understand and acknowledge that I have a bias. So like, I think me saying like, oh, he's the best out, that's biased. But me saying he's still like one of the best, like still at like one of the higher tiers, I don't think that's biased. I think that's just like factual. Because I feel like for the most part, I'm pretty good at separating my biases in any other conversation. With this conversation with Yachty, I don't like Yachty, I put my bias to the side. I don't like J. Cole, I put my bias to the side.
It's easy to put your biases aside when you don't like, but when you do like,
But Sin, though, is not only a lyrics thing, because then if that's the case, Black Thought's winning every battle, bro. It's never been just lyrics.
Let's simplify it. Let's simplify it right now.
Let's not get into the Black Thought, because y'all not gonna win that one.
We're not gonna do that tonight. You're not healthy enough for the Black Thought argument.
I am not at all.
Simplify it right now for us, Adri. On a scale of 1 to 10 on bars and bars alone, what is Freddie Gibbs to you?
10.
10.
Yes. I can't name a bad. I don't think he has any bad verses. I don't think he has any bad verses. I don't think that's anything to say. He's consistent. Like, there are other areas where he's not as consistent. There are other areas of his artistry where he's not as consistent. But like the lyricism, I don't think I've ever heard a bad verse from him.
But a 10?
It's not about bad verse. It's like, you can't name 3 lyricists better than Freddie Gibbs, Adri, for real. You can't? 3?
Plenty better than him. Like,
I mean, I don't mean that
he's a 10. So who's better if he's a 10?
In the
Who's better
entire
if he's a 10?
Hip hop, yeah.
So what's Nas? If he's a 10, what's Nas as a lyricist? He's got to be a 30.
A 40.
That's what I'm like. What are we doing here?
What are you talking about, bro?
Okay, let's just say I don't like using like top 5, top 10. So I think those are like just random numbers. But let's say I'm putting Freddie top 10%, not 10 all time, just like top 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Nas would probably also be in that top 10%, right?
Probably.
Nas is still, I mean, yes, obviously. Nas would be a much higher within that top 10%, but Freddie is still like in the conversation. He's just on a, he hasn't had the same amount of impact, his presence isn't as big in like hip hop as a whole.
I've listened to a shit ton of albums, and I've never once said, you know what, this guy's as good as Nas. I've never
because he's
felt
not,
like that,
bro. He's not that.
I don't think anybody is saying that though.
He's
Nobody.
7
right? Because that's not necessarily the argument, right? You can be great and not be as great as
other people's
Nas.
mouths.
Yes,
10 out of 10, bro. That's perfection. Perfection. So that means there should be nothing better than perfection. There should be nothing better.
Freddie Gibbs.
So can only one rapper in the entire world be a 10 out of 10 by that logic?
No. But if I can name 30 niggas, that's better than it. How is that a 10 out of 10?
We have 50 years of hip hop, thousands of rappers. It's not absurd to name 30 rappers better than Freddie Gibbs because, like, historically, that just makes sense.
I can name niggas rapping today better than him lyrically though.
30?
30.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna bite somebody here in the chat that just mentioned Rome Streets. If Freddie Gibbs is a 10 and Rome Streets is like 25,
there you go.
Balls alone, bro.
Ransom.
37.
Nas.
Balls alone. You know what I mean?
Kendrick, like, come on, what are we doing here?
I mean, Kendrick is comparable.
I love that Freddie Gibbs album, but we're not gonna lose our minds for this shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that.
I don't know. I think we're
10?
You know what?
I think we might also be conflating bars and style.
This is an unexpected surprise.
Style.
I didn't know Gibbs was Adri's number 1.
I thought it was Doom.
Can I
I'm in like number 1 currently, like active.
You think he's better than 3 Stacks?
That I don't. I mean.
That's her brain just exploded.
That's a whole segment in the
right. That's a trap answer right there.
I was about to log off right after. I gotta go anyway. Well,
you can argue now.
When you get outside, let me know.
Copy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, so you might as well just close the show with us, bro. You can make it.
I'm gonna try.
You know what I mean?
Rock with us, man.
Last but not least, before we get out of here, because we know the homies want to go watch their football games. Kanye West ranting, talking bad about the homie Nas Escobar. Said he was rapping off beat, threw dirt on Tiana Taylor's name. Basically said he was giving away albums to Pusha T, Tiana, and Nas. He want his respect. He wanted to get off Universal, so on and so forth. But then we look around and we see this man is previewing music in Italy and wilding the fuck out. So it's like at this point, between the Rant video being like 4 years old and then this video coming out, why do we care about Kanye West in 2023? Should we just write him off and not give a fuck? Saying that's your man's.
It's provocative.
Okay,
it gets the people going.
Right.
That's all it is at this point, man. Like there's certain show like I was talking to somebody recently. They have a favorite soap opera that they watch, and then you just watch it over and over again. You know it's gonna be some shit show. You know it's gonna be some unnecessary drama, but you can't help but watch it because this shit is just entertaining to you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what Kanye is at this point, more so than his music. You know, Donda, there was some joints on Donda, you know, like maybe like 8 joints out of 30, you know what I mean? So like his shooting percentage is not what it used to be. So, you know what I mean? Musically, he can still give us some highlights, but more so than anything, I just think he's a cultural fixture at this point. There's no getting rid of him at this point. You know what I mean?
Talk to me, Adrian. You see the Kanye rants, then you see him previewing music in Italy. What was your initial reaction to that?
I feel like there's really nothing he can do at this point that's gonna like surprise me. I feel like I'm kind of desensitized to it. It's like, oh, here he is doing, you know, what he does now. And even too, like with this, I haven't seen many people talk about it. I think like the shock value of him just like doing shocking things is kind of worn off a little bit, because outside of like, you know, hip hop heads and like, you know, the people that are actively, you know, obviously, and before somebody tries to, because I know y'all love to misinterpret things that I say. I'm not saying that like, I'm not saying Kanye is like only relevant to hip hop heads, but like, you know, I think on a wider scale, like that kind of came and went. People are not really bugging about it the same way they were about previous controversial things that he did. So I think people as a whole are just like desensitized to it. I know I am.
Fair enough. I mean, I know the Nas fans were up in arms when he said that he was rapping off beat on.
Yeah, because he was bugging with that.
You know what I mean? But Nas, we talked about it. That Nasir album just wasn't it, and that was mostly Kanye's fault. You know what I mean? To me, Nas didn't sound like he was in pocket. I mean, the way he went on that rant before I seen that video, I thought that he took Nas acapellas and built beats around those acapellas. Now saying him rhyming on these beats in the back of a truck, shit like that. Like you taking an artist and having them do guerrilla recording for the Def Jam album with produced by Kanye that niggas wanted 10 years before it happened. Like, yeah, you doing bad, bro. I'm sorry to say it. The Tiana Taylor shit, she didn't deserve that straight. You know what I mean?
No.
Pusha T
didn't deserve
the album's a classic, so I don't even know what you mean by that. You giving away shit. You got paid for it, didn't you, nigga? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't really know, but maybe Mace could understand. You like chaos, Mace, so maybe that you could probably wrap your head around this.
Love chaos, man, of course. I'm gonna agree with everybody a little bit. Adrian's right. It wasn't like a huge thing online except to the culture, but that's because after this motherfucker done offended everyone. So it's hard to really, you know, reach the same level of offending, you know what I mean, when you just kind of taking shots at rappers, you know what I mean?
Right. Which also I just want to chime in real quick. He was only talking rap shit. He wasn't talking about nobody outside of the core. And he definitely wasn't talking about those people. So it wasn't gonna ring off the same way.
They waiting though.
You know what I mean? They waiting, they always wait.
But as far as do we still care what Ye has to say? Yeah, you know what I mean? I thought this was all mildly entertaining. You know what I mean? Like I snickered when I saw the video. I like, you know, Cardi responded. You know what he say? Cardi was an industry plant. I mean, in 2018, we all felt that way, bro. Like, let's be honest. Like straight off of Love and Hip Hop to Diamond Records, we all kind of felt that way in 2018, bro. Like, so, you know, and at the same time, like Kanye's lunatic ramblings, it seemed like when you want to forgive him for what he say, you say he's crazy. But when you want to get mad, you kind of forget he's crazy. You know what I mean? So if you always forgive everything he say because, you know, he's having an episode, just throw this right in the wheelhouse, you know, with everything else. The Nas thing, you know, Cop Shot the Kid was mid, you know what I mean? It was a super mid song, you know.
Yeah.
Just like you say, it's multiple things going at it, because I see a lot of people like also bringing up when he said Nas was the greatest. You can think Nas is the greatest and also think he rapped offbeat on your song. They're not mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that changed Kanye's. I don't think Kanye doesn't think Nas is the GOAT because he said it enough. I mean, Kanye said like 10 niggas are the GOAT, but you know, Nas is one of his GOATs, right? So, you know, that is what it is. But
Mace, hold that thought for a quick second. What's the vibe? Leah, I just want to say that Mad Max ain't necessarily wrong about what he said because your timing in your chat and the appearance kind of, as soon as you heard Nas, we seen you in the chat. I'm just saying, Mad Max is not wrong. Carry on, Mace.
Nah, so listen, at the end of the day, Kanye, you know, and also his thoughts about good music, that's like, I heard 50 Cent say the same thing about the G Unit recently, right? Like, why'd I even drag them niggas? You know what I'm saying? I feel like there was a certain point in rap where you had to, you know, you had to do that. And now that people are seeing that, you know, Drake kind of just supports his own career and Kendrick kind of sort of just supports his own career. And all these dudes that come out now don't give a fuck about the having the crew shit. I feel like a lot of the older artists are like, why did I even fucking do this shit? You know what I mean? Now, Kanye created Daytona's great music. Motherfuckers love the Tiana album. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying they should have never been made, but he's not. A lot of these artists are coming out and saying, I wish I never like gave all my creativity to the people around me. So, you know,
that kind of makes
a peek behind the lunacy for a second.
That kind of makes what happened with Push's last album make a lot more sense. If this is how he felt about good music, and then you see how they kind of split the difference with Pharrell and Ye, right, and how the production on Ye's side didn't really, you know what I mean? It was not a lot of love.
Wasn't enthused, right?
Word, you know what I mean? So I see that. I'm in lockstep with everybody. This is the next episode of Kanye. Then we see that he's previewing music. So we already know, you know what I mean? To quote Sincere the Rap Snob, everything is a rollout. So where the music at, Ye? So we can talk about it. That's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? But I think we can leave it here. You know, we ran a nice little pod tonight. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. I got some super chats that I want to read off before we get out of here. As a matter of fact, I make sure I took note of all of them. We got Mad Max who's sharing the bread tonight. Shout out to Mad Max, super chat MVP for tonight. He says, Cole don't rap at elite rhymes like that outside of Dot, Drake, Wale. If you consider him and Benny Royce, they rhyme with, you know, they rhyme with the lils for the view. So he's saying it's a business transaction when he does the lils and gives them a little blind. I mean, they get the views. The young niggas.
At the end of the day, like, none of us know this man. Like, until he comes out and says, like, you know, it's all speculation at the end of the day. But I think we can at least give him the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe he had a more like creative reasoning for, you know,
makes sense.
Different types of artists.
Mad Max is not a big Cole fan, it seems like, but he definitely doesn't like Lil Yachty. He says, Adrian, Yachty is whack. He make okay beats though. IG, he's a Vine rapper. Wow.
Why was that Adrian? I don't like Yachty either. Why was that? Bro, listen, I've been peeping some of these comments and like I've been real cool, calm and collected about it. Just like I've heard worse, so it's nothing dirt off my shoulder. But y'all be eating mad dick, and
oh my God.
I was in Mad Max's podcast and you weren't. So
Mad Max with another top rope. Larry Snooze, Sleepy, Boldy, Young Nudie, Wax Selves, they all boring. I can only tolerate Boldy. All right, Mad Max, I respect that. Back with another super chat. Mad Max having his own podcast in the super chat. Max. Thank you, sir. He says Meek and Gibbs the same tier of rappers though. Meek just yells too much for me, but Gibbs has one quote I remember on Alfredo with Cocaine Circus bar. Other than that, they're the same. We in the same boat. I don't see what agencies, Mad Max. Mad Max with another super chat says if Freddie had 10 on bars, then Take Off for 10. They the same rapper, one just underground. That's crazy.
All right,
take Off on the same level. Mad Max, you're really a dangerous guy.
Take Off is elite. Man.
That's crazy. But Take Off is elite. Rest in peace. But I don't know. You know, Jermaine L. Johnson with a super chat says, Ye is wrong. Push a roll for him even after nobody else would. Tiana bodied that song, and Hit Boy has since proven that Nas wasn't the issue. Ye was. Yeah. To me, when I went back to that and I said album, it just made the Hit Boy series sound godly because it's really like tiers above. You know what I mean? It's kind of nasty how bad Ye did Nas in hindsight. You know what I mean? But thanks. Adrian, you are welcome to come back whenever you want. Like that kind of slander, you know, that's what we like here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Real quick, before you go, I got 2 questions for you. Well, one is a request. Give everybody your social media handle so they can follow you on Instagram, Twitter, wherever they can find you at.
Hold on, I be forgetting. My TikTok. My main platform is TikTok.
TikTok, that's right.
An abundance of Adri.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just type it as a comment because it's a lot of words. I think my Instagram is the same, but I don't be active on Instagram the same way I am on TikTok, so I forget. So let me check.
I think it is though. It seems like but yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's on all platforms.
Did you deliver Lil Sims that message that I gave to you to tell her about Duchesne? You know what I mean? I needed you to. You know?
I wish I was able. If I was able to meet her,
just yell it out. He's a
Conway, then I would have. But
and last but not least, before we get out of here, to put this whole show, put a bow on it. If Freddie Gibbs is a 10, then where's J. Cole?
Okay.
She said 8.
8. Wow.
Yo, we're gonna argue about this next week.
8 for Jermaine.
We was gonna do this thing monthly, but you got to come back next week if you free. Come back next week so we can argue some more about this. You know what I mean? Deanie, if you're watching this, don't worry, bro. We going off the air right now. Everybody, we appreciate y'all for pulling up. To say the raps now with the flu game, we appreciate you. Hit the like button on the way out. Of course, you need 350 likes on every video. Roundtablemerch.com gets you one of these truckers right here. The t-shirts, the hoodies are coming soon as well. Again, hit the like button. Thank you for your time and go watch some football or whatever you do after this live is done. We'll tap in with you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock, episode 81. So pull up. Peace.